was premature, and somebody told me I wouldn't survive it. I wish I didn't now, but never mind. One day you'll get your reward in heaven or wherever it is. Ran away from school, walked all the way from Inverness to Nairn, around the road and way to Nairn and back and forth. I used to go away by myself and have a great old time, not thinking of anything at all. It was the best time in the ferry. Everybody treated everybody exactly the same as they treated anybody else. And everybody was so friendly with everybody else. Used to be able to go in and out of people's houses. But then I went to Crigdanane and I ran away from that place. Went for a walk up as far as the duck pond. I remember trusting my uncle on something or other, but I still walked all the way to where I lived. I got there about 12 o'clock at night. Next morning they took me to the church, the Salvation Army, and then they took me up the hill to Crigdanane. Crigdanane again. Well, everything went downhill and whatever, and I was there for a while, and he ended up giving all different kind of pills and that, and if you didn't take them, they held your nose, and then you had to swallow them, the pills. I ended up there instead of getting put in somewhere else I wasn't supposed to be going. And they said I would only be there for a little while, but then I think I was there for a long time. Everybody had a hard time, no matter who they were. When I was in a place where kids were put when they got born and things like that, a place called Old Dean, and I was premature, and they said I wouldn't have long to live. Now I proved them wrong, I'm still here. My mother was like, she was more protective of me than she was the rest of my family. She made sure nothing happened to me. Lots of things could have happened to me, but they didn't, luckily. She was caring right to the end. She's no longer here though. But she was a nice mother, and she was kind of claustrophobic, and she wouldn't go out and things like that, because she was claustrophobic. When I was growing up, the people in the ferry were great, or near enough great, but then some other people came in and mucked it all up. How did I end up in Crigdanane? Well, somebody did some bad things and other things, and I got the blame of it, and the person who's no longer here now anyway, he did some wrongdoings and whatever, and the police either gave me a choice, either go into Porterfield or go up the hill. I went up the hill to Crigdanane. I was in there was loads of other people in as well, but they weren't exactly treated like everybody else in the community. Well, the ward I was in, there was about nearly 30 or 40 people in it. But that's only in one part of the hospital, Crigganane. The rest of the hospital, if they went down to go to the pictures in the hall in what you call it, in Crigganane, the ladies were at one side, the gents were at the other side, and the staff were in the middle. The same when the dancers were on, we were, what you call it, had to be segregated. People used to go through windows, panes of glasses, because they were that fed up and really angry and things like that. When you got your pills and whatever, pills every day, they give you pills every day to take and things like that, and even people who were worse off than I was just went through panes of glass and that. It was a terrible time. But then I just realised that the ones who was in there was more, they were all right even if what you call it, they went to electrocuted or something, they got left in trolleys in the corridor until the electric shock and the trolleys left. And that was all afternoon. When it was bath time, there was about a whole pile of gentlemen standing in a row with no clothes on. And over the other side of the building where the ladies were, there was a whole pile of ladies standing with no clothes on. Every fifth bath, they changed the water. But they still left the people with no clothes on both sides of the place. At the men's side and the ladies. Every fifth time. And when you had give you the pills and whatever, if it's not tablet wise, it's like watery stuff, like that till you put it right down, and you hold your nose until it goes down. They used to take people at Caffrey, where used to be at the top on the same road and whatever, but they pulled it down and put houses in place of it. No, the only good time I had was when I got rid of I ran away because I got fed up with the attitude of workers and other people. I went away for a walk with one of the workers and whatever. Went up to the duck pond. I went to do something and he looked at the ducks. So I went over the fence, down the road a bit, through fields and got as far as the Caledonian Canal, went over there side of the bridge, went into town, went home to my mother's, ended up, the Salvation Army took me back that night. I went to service first and then they took me back and they said I'd be locked up for a week. I was locked up for a week. So then I got out. My parents came and took me out. When I ran away from the hospital, but I was nearly 15 or 16 stone with the stuff they were putting into me. And they wouldn't tell you what kind of stuff it was either. I have a life now, I'm not going to give up so easy for anybody, no matter who they are. My starting Health and Happiness was to help other people with learning disabilities. But at the time, I didn't call them people with learning disabilities. I called them experts.
Right.
And I still maintain they're experts. There was loads of other people. There was Charlie. He was involved. People from the health board. Moira Payton. And a few others that was involved all the way through Health and Happiness. Plus the connectors of Health and Happiness. If they never got involved, Health and Happiness would never have been born. I lived in the community a long time. I learned to know the good things as well as the bad things. And some are not so good and some are good. But sometimes you have to have a long time before somebody will listen to you. And sometimes somebody talks to you straight away. I got to town every day now, right? And I go through the town, and most of the people I don't know, they'll stop and speak to me even I don't know them. Through the town. It's weird. Weird kind of feeling, you know? But it's good though. As long as people keep talking to people, they'll be better off, I suppose, in life. People used to, what you call it, tie my handle on my door to the wooden fence, shove fireworks through my letterbox, smash every window in my house. And in those days, when you went looking for a policeman, you couldn't find one. They were missing without trace. More likely went to the pub. But it was like a living hell. And especially back when they tied your thingy to the fence, you couldn't get out. You couldn't go out the windows because they were all smashed. But that's not happening now though. They were told by their father to smash your windows. They were told by their father to put fireworks through my letterbox. They were told by their father to tie my handle on my door to the fence. And in those days, the policemen wouldn't come and help you to cross a road if you were blind. But I think the coppers are a bit better now, but I don't know, I haven't met one for a while. No, some days were cruel, some days weren't. And even if you went to the parent denied it. Your word against theirs. Just like the time at the guy did the when I went up the hill, the person that did the crime didn't get put in jail. He was still out in the community when I came out. But you seen the TV program I did. He apologised for it. Well, if they like to live a better life than anybody else lived way back in the 60s and 70s, now you have the opportunity to do things which is important to you now, and things that you do from day to day and whatever. By starting Health and Happiness and things like that took a heck of a long time for all the people that did help. From the social work department, the council, even Charlie and his little camera. No offence, Charlie. And everybody else who got involved. There was a whole pile of tons and tons of people who got involved in Health and Happiness. Even people from the health board, the social work department, didn't want them at all. And other people. You should, if you get to where you're going to get to, you have to do your own thing. If somebody tells you can't do this and you can't do that, just do your own thing. And good luck to you all.